Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to live coverage of the 2011 USCSA National Championships as we broadcast to you live from the bottom of the Grayhawk Trail here in the beautiful Warm Springs area at Sun Valley Resort in Central Idaho. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano as we are about to begin the second run of the men's giant slalom. We will crown a national champion here this afternoon, and it is anyone's race after an exciting first run here on as what has proven to be an amazingly difficult and challenging 40-gate 1,300 vertical foot giant slalom track here for the men. Sitting next to me, my friend and yours, Mr. Chris Aliano. Chris, have you ever in your broadcast career seen such a challenging and difficult giant slalom run for both the ladies and the men as we see here on the Grayhawk Trail today?
Well, boss, we can't say it enough. This is a tremendously difficult course. Every aspect of a GS course, really, you see it all. You get shot out. You gain a huge amount of speed at the top. Then things get real technical in the middle, and it looks like you won't get thrown around as much drastically in this second iteration of this course today, but certainly very turny in the middle. I think a little bit more, and it's more in the middle of the course, just barely going from skiers right to skiers left. Rather, spectators right to left, skiers left to right on their way down, and then you get back to this flat section here at the bottom of the course. And what have we not said enough about this flat section of the course where you have so much speed from the top section, then all of a sudden you've got to pull up, and that's where we've seen a lot of these skiers meet their downfall. They come out with such an aggressive line and a lot of speed, and all of a sudden they have to pull up, and things get extra turny, and by that time that they're at the bottom of the course, of course, their legs are about as sturdy as mashed potatoes, and then they run into all sorts of trouble. So the bottom of the course really making or breaking the skiers in the first run. But again, tremendously difficult, this Grayhawk run. The first time it's ever been raced upon, and I doubt it'll be the last.
More than 110 competitors started out in the first run here in the men's division for the giant slalom competition. Of course, 2 runs. They take the time from the first run. They add it to the time of the second run, and that combined time will be used to determine your 2011 USCSA national champion here in the men's giant slalom. The man to beat after the first run, it's Ole Freiberg. Ole Freiberg, a tremendous performance. He is from RA, Sweden, skis for the Rocky Mountain College. And Ole Freiberg coming in with an incredible time of 110.80. Right behind him, though, from Sierra Nevada College is Philip Bratstrom. Bratstrom with a 110.91. So just 11 100ths of a second separating the first and second. And then it all bunches up in third place from Rocky Mountain College. It's Anton Larson, followed by Mike Bisner from the University of British Columbia. Rounding out the top 5 after the first run is Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. Of course, they take the top 30 from the first run. They reverse the order, and we'll start off with the 30th fastest qualifier from this morning's first run here. Started at about 9:30 this morning. Got finished around 11:30, and now we're back for more live action. I'd like to welcome all of our listeners on the World Wide Web today at www.uscsa.com. as we bring you live coverage all week long here of the 2011 USCSA National Championships. Our 4 runners are now on the course as we are just minutes away here from the second run for the men's giant slalom. Ole Freiberg, the man to beat from Sweden, skiing for the Rocky Mountain College. He was the regional champ this year, likes free skiing, backcountry skiing, and snowmobiling, majoring in business management and minoring in economics at the Rocky Mountain College. He is the man to beat. But we will see if Philip Bratstrom will be able to challenge him. Only a tenth of a second separating the two. Anton Larson and Mike Bisner would like to change those results as well, as would Marcus Plyer. So sit back and relax, ladies and gentlemen. Great, exciting live ski racing coverage here on the USCSA Radio Network as we are ready to get underway here with the second run of the men's giant slalom. We are only about 30 minutes away now from crowning a national champion in the men's GS. Who is it going to be? Should be exciting competition as they make their way down this 1,300 vertical foot course known as the Grayhawk Trail, the site of this year's men's GS competition. Today's USCSA radio broadcast is brought to you by Patagonia and by Reliable Racing. Also, Hurricane Racing and Twitchell Sportswear. All proud supporters of the USCSA. Now our forerunners on the course. We've seen 2 forerunners. We're looking at the third forerunner. That means just minutes away from competition and should be an exciting finish as the weather has been variable here in Sun Valley. During the first run, as you may have heard if you were listening, a huge snow squall and a wind squall came through the Grayhawk Trail and just about blew the course on its side. We are using here in the GS dual pole panels, and they were blown right over onto the snow. It was that windy. It took our race banner across the finish line and our side banners right out of here. They've been able to recover them in a town about 5 miles away here from Sun Valley. I mean, that's how windy it got. Things have subsided a little bit, still a little bit of wind out there, but that certainly is going to dry the course out, probably make things faster as we are right on the cusp of the freezing temperature. Of course, in a ski race, you want the temperature to be either below freezing or above freezing, but as it moves from freezing to above freezing, that can certainly change the conditions. So we'll see how these racers do as our third and final forerunner makes his way down the course. 3 defined sections of this 1,300 vertical foot, 40-gate course. In the top, that's the steepest as they are jettisoned out of the start shack into about a 50-degree drop. They pick up speed rapidly, and the first 10 gates here on this track are certainly the steepest gates. Then the pitch starts to level out a little bit, of course only to around 36 or 37 degrees, so still very steep. And then they come across the mountain, almost now in a straight line, very different than the back and forth set that they had in the first run. Then they make their way to the lower third of this track, and then they hit a head wall once again. And the last 7 or 8 gates here on the Grayhawk Trail are back to a 40 to 43 degree pitch. So pretty impressive track here as we get ready for our 2011 USCSA National Championship. A good crowd now gathering around here, the finish corral area, as we have been fully impressed by the facilities here in Sun Valley. Of course, we rolled in on Monday, began our action on Tuesday from the Nordic Center, where the cross-country competition got started. Opening ceremonies over at Dollar Mountain were on Tuesday evening. We treated all of the coaches, families, and the competitors to a fantastic pro-style dual slalom. And things got underway here in the Alpine competition yesterday as the ladies competed in their giant slalom race. Martina Ryberg, the national champion, crowned yesterday, and we're going to see who's going to join her from the men's division today. Let's go over our start order for you. Remember, they take the top 30. We'll see Harold Carlson, Dan Hannigan, Ian Schumann, Brendan Gomez, and Andrew Smith coming up. Then we'll also see Robbie Souza, Travis Nevins, Nathan Ord, Stephen Fiorella, and Corey McConnell. Nick Stang, Chris Burgard, Peter Ostrowski, Keith Viella, and Jean-Philippe Fanouf. Chris McChesney, Bjorn Tois, Sean Dunstan, Max Lund, and Chris Beeden. Then in the top 10, it's Lucas Riekow, Chad Headland, Ben Middleton, Parker Spear, and Pal Proetz. And along with Marcus Plyer, Mike Bisnair, Anton Larson, Phil Bratstrom, all trying to overtake the leader after the first round, Ole Freiberg, skiing out of the Sierra Nevada, check that, out of the Rocky Mountain College. We're about to start here as our forerunners are down, and now on course from Rocky Mountain College, it is Harold Carlson. Carlson now making his way through the center part of this track, and he'll be into the lower third momentarily. Exciting action here from Sun Valley, Idaho. Glad you're with us on the World Wide Web. Boss Hogg and Chris Aliano bringing you all the action here for the men's second run. Into the lower third comes Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain College. Harold Carlson into the final gate, and across the stripe comes Carlson with a time of 105.89. In the second run, combined time of 223.14. And again, the bonus of being the leader, you are in the number one position. So it is Harold Carlson now in the lead. On course from the University of Rochester, Dan Halligan. Halligan qualifying 28th after the first run. Now he's halfway through, coming into the technical section. You know, Chris, it's amazing to see how they've changed the line of this descent down the Grayhawk Trail, as it was really moving left and right, back and forth. Now they have just about straightened it out, which has to mean that it'll add more speed to this second run.
Absolutely, boss. And you saw that in the first run today by Harold Carlson in the second run. Finished with a 65-second mark, and the fastest time by Ole in that first run was a 70-second mark, so looks like a much quicker course.
Now across the finish line comes Dan Halligan from the University of Rochester. His second run time of 107.35, combined of 224.45. That puts him in second place. So that's Dan Halligan, correct. Now Dan Halligan in second place. Harold Carlson from Rocky Mountain College still in first. On course, bib 41, qualified 28. Ian Schumann from Syracuse University. And now dropping in from the start shack from the University of Nevada in Reno, Brendan Gomez. So Schumann and Gomez on course as Schumann makes his way into the lower third. Now it's Schumann. Schumann with 5 gates to go. He's skiing well. Here comes Ian Schumann from Syracuse University. And across the stripe comes Schumann at a time of 107.54. That'll put him in third place. So it's Harold Carlson, Dan Halligan, and Ian Schumann. Still the 27th fastest skiers to come. University of Nevada at Reno's Brendan Gomez on course. He qualified 27th. Now waiting to drop in from Colby Sawyer College. It's Andrew Smith. He's at the start gate. It will get fast and furious as we get to the top 30 riders here in the second run of this men's giant slalom. Now into the last 5 gates comes Brendan Gomez. Gomez. Across the stripe comes Gomez with a time of 107.27. That's good enough for second place in the combined time for Brendan Gomez. So Rocky Mountain's Harold Carlson, followed by Brendan Gomez from University of Nevada, and Dan Halligan in third from Rochester. Andrew Smith now on course from Colby Sawyer College. Waiting to see Robbie Souza from the University of Nevada, Reno. He is in the start gate. And Andrew Smith, first place at the first intermediate split. So he is skiing well. Here comes Andrew Smith from Colby Sawyer College. We'll see if he can hold the speed through the second split gate. Harold Carlson still atop your leaderboard, but here comes Colby Sawyer's Andrew Smith. Now Smith. Across the stripe comes Smith. And Smith takes the lead with a combined time of 2:22.57. A good run for Andrew Smith. He's currently atop your leaderboard. It's Smith, Carlson, and Gomez. Robbie Souza now from University of Nevada, Reno on course. Coming past the halfway mark into the lower third. We are skiing for a national championship, ladies and gentlemen. Who's it going to be? Is Andrew Smith atop the board right now. Harold Carlson in second. Brendan Gomez in third. But Robbie Souza first after the second split gate. He's moving well. Here comes Robbie Souza. 5 gates to go for Souza from the University of Nevada, Reno. Travis Nevins from Plymouth on course. But across the stripe comes Robbie Souza. And Souza moves into the lead with a 2:22.40. He's in first place, so it's Souza, Smith, and Carlson on the leaderboard. Now on course, Travis Nevins from Plymouth State University, qualified 24th after the first run. We'll see Nathan Ord now from Whitman College. He's up in the start shack, awaiting his second run. Now Travis Nevins having some difficulty in the center part of the course, crossing the second intermediate split gate. In the 5th position. He'll have to make up some time here in the bottom. But Travis Nevins definitely letting it all hang out with 4 gates to go. Here comes Nevins. Plymouth State's Travis Nevins. Now into the final gate and across the stripe comes Nevins. And it's good enough for first. He made up time. Travis Nevins with an incredible performance on the lower third of the course. He is currently your leader. Nope, we want to check that. Travis Nevins. That's going to put Nevins in 4th position. Sorry about that. Robbie Salza, still your leader from University of Nevada, Reno. Andrew Smith from Colby Sawyer College in 2nd. Harold Carlson in 3rd, and Travis Nevins in 4th. Now Nathan Ord from Whitman College. Nathan Ord, 2nd after the second intermediate gate with 2 gates to go. Here goes Nathan Ord. Across the line from Whitman College is Nathan Ord, and that's going to be good enough for first place. Ord now in the lead. A combined time of 2:22.20. Whitman College's Nathan Ord. He is your leader. Robbie Salza from University of Nevada in 2nd, and Colby Sawyer's Andrew Smith in 3rd. But the fastest 20 racer still to come is Stephen Fiorella from Boston College, now on course, flying down the middle section of this Greyhawk Trail. He's in first place in the 2nd gate. Corey McConnell from the University of Nevada, Reno, now dropping in from the start shack. Nick Stang from St. Olaf is next. Here comes Stephen Fiorella. 4 gates to go for Fiorella. Boston College's Stephen Fiorella. Will he take the lead? He crosses the stripe, and he does. Stephen Fiorella, now your leader with a combined time of 2:20.21. Boston College's Steve Fiorella, currently your leader ahead of Nathan Ord and Robbie Salza. But Corey McConnell from Nevada, Reno, he wants to change that. He makes his way past the halfway mark into the lower 3rd. Comes University of Nevada's Corey McConnell. St. Olaf's Nick Stang in the box waiting to drop in for his 2nd run. Fast and furious action here from the Greyhawk Trail. It's all the part of the 2nd run of the USCSA Men's National Giant Slalom Championship. Now with 5 gates to go, it's Corey McConnell. Nevada's Corey McConnell. He is moving across the stripe. Will it be enough? And it is. Corey McConnell now, your new leader from the University of Nevada at Reno with a combined time of 2:20.17. So it's McConnell, Fiorella, Ord, Salza, and Smith, your top 5. Nick Stang from St. Olaf College now on course. We're waiting to see Chris Burgard from Boston College. But Nick Stang, he's first at the first intermediate split gate. Can he hold on as he makes his way past the halfway mark into the lower 3rd? Corey McConnell still leading from Nevada, Reno. But will St. Olaf's Nick Stang make up the time? Here comes Stang. 6 gates to go for Nick Stang. Stang letting the skis fly, trying to keep pointed downhill, but the legs are nuclear at this point. And here comes Nick Stang across the stripe. It's Nick Stang, and he moves into the lead. St. Olaf's Nick Stang, now your leader. Corey McConnell from Nevada, Reno in 2nd. Stephen Fiorella from Boston College in 3rd. It's Stang, McConnell, and Fiorella. But now on course, it's Boston College's Chris Burgard. Now Burgard skiing through the first gate. The split gate, he's 2nd. He'll need to make up some time as he makes his way through the center section. 3 big pitch changes as they go from steep to level, then back to steep again. Peter Ostrowski from Plymouth State University is now dropped in. He's at the top of the course. But here with 5 gates to go, it's Chris Burgard. Boston College's Chris Burgard, trying to tuck and gain as much speed here at the end. Here comes Burgard. 1 final gate and across the stripe. It's Chris Burgard, and he takes the lead. Chris Burgard, your new leader from Boston College with a time of 2:19.11. So it's Burgard, Stang, McConnell, Fiorella, and Ord, your top 5. Peter Ostrowski from Plymouth State University, now out of the top section into the middle. Very technical. Ostrowski coming back from an injury this year. Amazing that he's even here and skiing. Chris Aliano, you called much of the McConnell division this year. You didn't see Ostrowski. It's great to see him here at the National Championships.
That it is, boss. A devastating knee injury at the beginning of the year. Didn't even ski at regionals, but his team qualified, and here he is now. Looks like a big run.
Here comes Ostrowski, 2 gates to go. And across the finish line comes Peter Ostrowski. It's not good enough for the lead, though. It'll put Ostrowski in 5th place. Now Keith Vella. Keith Viella from Babson College, wearing bib number 4. He was 17th after the first run. Had a tough time at the top here in the second run. Only good enough for 6th through the first split gate. He'll need to make up time in the center part of the course, and it looks like he's doing that. Keith Viella from Babson College, and now on course from Clarkson University, it's Jean-Philippe Phaneuf. So Phaneuf and Viella. Here comes Viella with 6 gates to go. Chris Burgard still leading. Will Viella be able to make up the time? Babson's Keith Viella across the stripe comes Viella. And it'll throw Keith Viella into the third position. A good run for Keith Viella. He was able to make up some time, Chris, here at the bottom of the run. Good enough for third right now. So it's Chris Burgard, Nick Stang, and Keith Viella atop your leaderboard. But Jean-Philippe Phaneuf from Clarkson University, he wants to change all of it. He makes his way past the halfway mark. Into the lower third comes Jean-Philippe Phaneuf. Now Chris McChesney dropping in from Whitman College. Chris McChesney celebrating his 21st birthday here at the men's giant slalom. Will he get a birthday wish? As Clarkson University's Jean-Philippe Phaneuf comes through the last two gates and across the stripe, it's Phaneuf. And Jean-Philippe Phaneuf with a combined time of 2:22.5, only good enough for ninth. So your top five from Boston College, it's Chris Burgard, St. Olaf's Nick Stang in second, Babson's Keith Viella in third, University of Nevada, Reno's Corey McConnell in fourth, and rounding out the top five from Boston College, it's Stephen Fiorella. Now Chris McChesney from Whitman College, past the halfway spot, and he is skiing well. Moving at a blistering pace is Chris McChesney from Whitman College. There's nothing to leave on the hill now. These guys going for it, trying to win the 2011 USCSA National Championship. Here comes McChesney. 5 gates to go for McChesney, the birthday boy. Will he take the lead? Here comes Chris McChesney from Whitman College, and McChesney finishing in 7th place. It wasn't enough, but a great birthday gift for Chris McChesney here at the National Championships. Now Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. He's on course. Colby Sawyer, Sean Dunston wearing bib 15, ready to drop in from the top start shack. Now making the transition into the lower third is Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. And now on course from Colby Sawyer, it is Sean Dunston. Twas qualifying 14th after the first run. He'll have to make up some time here as he reaches the final 8 gates. Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. He's followed by Sean Dunston. But will they be able to take over Chris Burgard from Boston College? And across the stripe comes Bjorn Twas, and he does it. Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College takes the lead with a combined time of 2:19.08. Bjorn Twas, now your new leader. Chris Burgard in second place, Nick Stang in third, Viella in fourth, and McConnell in fifth. Fast and furious action from the Greyhawk Trail here in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho, as we are in the second run of the Men's Giant Slalom National Championship. Here comes Sean Dunston from Colby Sawyer College. Dunston now trying to pick up speed. He was 6th at the second time split. He'll need to really fly here in the lower part of the course. Here comes Sean Dunston. Now, Sean Dunston. Across the stripe is Dunston. And it's good enough for the lead. Sean Dunston from Colby Sawyer College with a combined time of 2:18.97 throws him into first. So it's Dunston now, Bjorn Twas, and Chris Burgard atop your leaderboard. Still the 12 fastest to come as Max Lund from St. Olaf. He is on course. Max Lund trying to make up speed here in the center part of the course as he makes the transition to the lower third. Now dropping out of the start shack from Plymouth State, it's Christopher Beeden. He qualified 11th after the first run. And we're waiting to see Lucas Rico from Sierra Nevada College in the start shack. But with 6 gates to go, it's Max Lund. St. Olaf's Max Lund tucks, makes his way, and across the stripe comes Max Lund, but it's only good enough for 5th place. So Sean Dunston from Colby Sawyer College, still your leader. Bjorn Twas in second from Rocky Mountain College. And Boston College's Chris Burgard in the 3rd spot. Now Christopher Beeden from Plymouth State University out of the top steep section into the technical center. And across the halfway mark comes Christopher Beeden. Plymouth State's Christopher Beeden, making his way into the lower third in the transition. Christopher Beeden now. And now dropping in from the top Sierra Nevada College's Lucas Rico. So Beeden with 5 gates to go. Here comes Christopher Beeden. Plymouth State's Christopher Beeden in a tuck. He's carrying good speed. And across the stripe comes Christopher Beeden, and it puts him in the lead. Christopher Beeden from Plymouth State University. Now your new leader in the second round of the Men's Giant Slalom. Lucas Rico from Sierra Nevada College on course, wearing bib 88, qualified 10th after the first run. He's 4th after the first split gate. He'll need to make up time in the center of the course. Meanwhile, at the top, Chad Headland from Sierra Nevada College awaits his second run. But Lucas Rico wants to change the order. Christopher Beeden currently your leader. But Rico wants to change it. Lucas Rico from Sierra Nevada College. Now into the last 9 gates. Here comes Lucas Rico. He is skiing like a tremendous machine. Here comes Lucas Rico. Rico from Sierra Nevada College. With 1 gate to go, he crosses the stripe. And Lucas Rico, your new leader, with a combined time of 2:18.34. Lucas Rico from Sierra Nevada College. He's atop the leaderboard. 9 racers to come. Chad Headland from Sierra Nevada. He is first after the first intermediate gate split. He is carrying speed through the center part of the course now. Will Chad Headland be able to hang on to this speed? As Ben Middleton from the University of British Columbia. He's ready to drop in from the start shack. But it's Lucas Rico, currently your leader. Chad Headland now, making his way into the lower third from Sierra Nevada College. Will it be enough? He lost some time in the middle section, third at the second gate split. He'll need to make it back up. Oh, and he blows up. He blows up with 5 gates to go. A tough break for Chad Headland. He was carrying big speed out of the center portion into the lower head wall, and it was too much speed. He lost the edge. He's going to try to hike, but he's got to hike a long way. And there's a racer behind him. It could be the end of the day for Chad Headland. But Lucas Rico still holding on to first spot from Sierra Nevada College. Meanwhile, Ben Middleton now on course from the University of British Columbia. Ben Middleton, he qualified 8th. Still the 7th fastest skiers to come. But Ben Middleton now getting into the lower third. He'll make the transition, see if he can carry the speed through. Ben Middleton, he'll need to make up time. Here comes Ben Middleton with 4 gates to go. And from the British Columbia, it's Ben Middleton as he tucks and makes his way across the stripe. Ben Middleton moves him into third place with a combined time of 2:18.87. So your top 5 looks like this. Sierra Nevada's Lucas Rico still ahead. Plymouth State's Christopher Beeden in second. Ben Middleton from British Columbia in third. Sean Dunstan from Colby Sawyer in fourth. And rounding out your top 5, it's Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. Now on course, it's Parker Spear from Plymouth State University. Parker Spear qualified 7th after the first run. He's 5th after the first split gate. He'll need to make up time in the center part. Pal Pruatz from St. Olaf College in the start shack, waiting to drop in for his second run. It's still Lucas Rico atop the leaderboard. But Parker Spear from Plymouth State, and it looks like Spear has had a problem. He has indeed. That's going to be the end of the day for Parker Spear as he misses a gate and skis out of the course. Tough luck for Parker Spear. Now the course is clear. Bib number 17, Pal Priotz from St. Olaf College, qualified 6th. He's ready to drop in. Some of the course workers now smoothing out the top 5 and 6 gates, trying to get rid of the ruts. An incredibly steep and fast track here on the Greyhawk Trail from Sun Valley, Idaho. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano, bringing you live coverage of this second run of the men's 2011 USCSA National Giant Slalom Championships. And now on course, it's St. Olaf's Pal Protz. Pal Protz now making his way from the top section into the middle. And he successfully navigates the first 10 gates. He's carrying good speed. Pal Protz, qualified 6th, still the top 5 skiers to come. Pal Protz now from St. Olaf University. Into the center and past the halfway mark comes Pal Protz. He was 3rd after the intermediate first split. Let's see if he made up time. Having to scrape some speed in the middle section as he makes his way to the lower third. Here comes Pal Protz. Pal Protz now from St. Olaf. 9 gates to go for Protz. Meanwhile, Marcus Plyer, qualified 5th in the first run from Sierra Nevada College. He is now on course, but with 4 gates to go, it's Pal Protz from St. Olaf. Here comes Protz. He touches the stripe, and Pal Protz takes the lead. Pal Protz from St. Olaf University, now your leader, with a combined time of 2:16.44. So it's Protz, Rico, and Beeden, your top 3 here. But Marcus Plyer wants to change it. Sierra Nevada College's Marcus Plyer, now past the halfway mark. Plyer, 3rd after the first split, 5th after the second split. Plyer's going to have to make up some time here at the bottom section. Here comes Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. Mike Bisnair, qualified fourth from the University of British Columbia, is now on course. But with 4 gates to go, here comes Plyer. Plyer across the stripe. Sierra Nevada's Marcus Plyer. Marcus Plyer, now your new leader. He's in first. Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College taking the lead with a combined time of 2:15.57. So it's Marcus Plyer, Pal Protz, and Lucas Rico across the leaderboard, but still the fastest to come. Mike Bisnair now qualified fourth after the first round. Here he comes from the University of British Columbia. He's past the halfway mark into the lower third. Here comes Mike Bisnair. Bisnair, he's flying through gates. He's got a solid rocket booster tied to him. Here comes Mike Bisnair. University of British Columbia's Mike Bisnair with 5 gates to go. Can he hold the speed? Will he take the lead? Mike Bisnair with 1 gate, and across the stripe comes Mike Bisnair. Bisnair, it's only good enough for second. Mike Bisnair now moving into second place. It's still Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. But on course, Rocky Mountain College's Anton Larson, qualified third. He is one to watch. He is only in 5th position after the first gate. He'll have to make up time here in the middle part, the technical part of this 1,300 vertical feet. Greyhawk Trail in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. Now past the halfway mark as he moves into the transition in the lower third. Here comes Anton Larson. Rocky Mountain College's Anton Larson. He is letting them fly left to right, trying to keep the body pointed down. The legs are getting tired. Nuclear meltdown. Can he hold on? Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. Across the finish line comes Larson. Will it be enough? Antoine Larson, no, he's in second place. Plyer still holds on to the lead. So your top 5 are Marcus Plyer, Anton Larson, Mike Bisnair, Pal Protz, and Lucas Rico. Fast and furious action as the top 2 skiers still to come. Now on course, Sierra Nevada's Philip Bratstrom. Bratstrom qualified second, just a 10th behind the leader. He'll need to make up speed. Philip Bratstrom out of the top section, now into the center. Here comes Philip Bratstrom. Bratstrom with a tough top. He was 10th in the first split gate. He'll need to make up serious time here in the middle section. If Bratstrom stands a chance for a national championship, he'll need to do it now. Here comes Philip Bratstrom. And Bratstrom still struggling. Let's see what Bratstrom can do. He'll need to make up speed here. He's had a tough top section. Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College, still your leader, followed by Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. Mike Bisnair from University of British Columbia in third with 2 gates to go. Here comes Bratstrom. Will it be enough for Philip Bratstrom? No, sir. Philip Bratstrom, he struggled at the top of the course. He was unable to make up the time. That's going to put Bratstrom in 27th position. And now your leader after the first round is on course, Ole Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. Here comes Ole Freiberg. He is moving quickly. Look at Ole Freiberg. He's had a problem. It looks like he's recovered, but he had a problem at a top gate. Will it cost Ole Freiberg a national championship? Here comes Freiberg. He's going to have to pick up speed. He had to scrub an enormous amount of speed in the top part of the course. Now he's back on, though. Ole Freiberg generating megawatts of power. Here comes Freiberg, fueling his legs with a powerful drive to win. Ole Freiberg. Here he comes from Rocky Mountain College. Will it be enough? Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College waiting atop. And Ole Freiberg letting it all hang out. He feels the force like an ancient Jedi master. And across the stripe, it's Ole Freiberg. Is it enough? No! Ole Freiberg only good enough for 5th place. And your national champion, ladies and gentlemen, from Sierra Nevada College, it's Marcus Plyer. Congratulations to Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College as Plyer skis to his first national championship with a combined time of 2:15.57, just 15/100ths of a second faster than Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College, who will take the 2nd spot. In 3rd place, Mike Bisnair from the University of British Columbia. 4th place belongs to Pal Protz from St. Olaf. And rounding out your top 5 from Rocky Mountain College, Ole Freiberg. Tough luck, Chris, for Ole Freiberg as he was the man to beat after the first run, and it looked like he struggled at the top of this race course.
Sure thing, boss. Much different than previous race sets we've seen at this course, both today and yesterday, in that the toughest parts came at the bottom. That's where we really saw people blow out. But instead, those last two racers, Ole Freiberg specifically, struggling at the top, and that cost him a chance not only at the gold, but he's out of the podium entirely after really dominating that first run. But again, hats off to Marcus Plyer, Sierra Nevada College. And again, Rocky Mountain and Sierra Nevada were battling for first and second as team scores. We'll see just how much this affects it. But again, congrats to Marcus Plyer.
Your 2011 USCSA National Champion, Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. He's followed by Rocky Mountain College's Anton Larson. University of British Columbia's Mike Bisnair in third. Pal Prats from St. Olaf College in fourth. And Ole Freiberg finishing in fifth place from Rocky Mountain College. Let's go over a couple of finalists that have now crossed the finish line while we were talking about our national champion. Castleton College, Reed Dreschel. He finished with a combined time of 2:28.55. Castleton College's Reed Dreschel. Also from the University of British Columbia, Mike Cadman across the finish line. Ryan Hammond now on course. And Rocky Mountain College's A.J. Oliver also on course. So exciting action here from the 2011 USCSA National Championships as Marcus Plyer from the Sierra Nevada College wins his first national championship here. An incredible run from Plyer. Congratulations to him. Still lots of racing to come. And, of course, the officials are unofficial. The results are unofficial until we get them official from the Start Shack. But we do believe Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College is your 2011 national champion in the men's giant slalom. Fast and furious racing action here from the Warm Springs base area in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano bringing you the coverage. Glad you're with us on the World Wide Web at USCSA.com. A big crowd is gathered here at the race corral after some crazy squall and wind-like weather, but able to get the course back in shape, and it is fast and furious. Let's go over your top 10. Marcus Plyer, your winner from Sierra Nevada. In second, Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. University of British Columbia's Mike Bisnair in third. Fourth belongs to Pal Prats from St. Olaf. Rounding out your top five, Ole Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College. In sixth position from Sierra Nevada, Lucas Ricow. Plymouth State's Christopher Beeden in seventh. In eighth, it belongs to Ben Middleton from the University of British Columbia. Sean Dunstan from Colby Sawyer College in ninth. And in the 10th spot, it's Bjorn Twas from Rocky Mountain College. Now across the stripe, A.J. Oliver from Rocky Mountain College. Also Robert Burke from Castleton College. And on course, Cedric Proto-Dubois from Clarkson University. Now into the middle section, it is Cedric Dubois. Dubois from Clarkson University. He's making his way into the lower third as we're back to ski racing. Now dropping in from the top, it's Christian Perryman from Clarkson. Two teammates on the course simultaneously, Cedric Dubois and Christian Perryman. As Dubois gets into the final four gates, here comes Dubois. Dubois from Clarkson across the stripe. And that'll put him into 33rd position. So a great day here for Marcus Plyer. He wins the national championship here from Sun Valley, Idaho. His nickname is Mackie Boy. They call him Mackie Boy. He's from Stockholm, Sweden, skiing for Sierra Nevada under coach Branko Zagari. He is a finance and economics major, minoring in global business, loves to ski, lives the dream. He won regionals as a team, and that is one of his best ski and snowboard accomplishments. But he can now scratch that one and put the 2011 USCSA National Championship on that resume. So congratulations to Marcus Mackie Boy Plyer, your 2011 Giant Slalom champion. Christian Perryman from Clarkson University now across the stripe in 31st position. Ben Yurga from Michigan Tech. Yurga on course. along with Tyler Smith from Penn State University. Nels Ronigan from the University of Minnesota in Duluth. He is waiting to come out of the start shack. Marcus Plyer, your champion from Sierra Nevada College. A great day for him. Now in the last 5 gates comes Michigan Tech's Ben Yurga. Now Yurga across the stripe. Put him into 36th position. Tyler Smith from Penn State University now on course. And waiting to drop in from the top. From the University of Minnesota Duluth, it's Nels Ronigan. Ben Yurga from Michigan Tech University now across the finish line. The combined time of 2:32.34, good enough for 36th position. From the University of Minnesota Duluth, Nels Ronigan now on course. He'll be followed by Alex Binus from the University of British Columbia. Nels Ronigan now through the center part into the lower third comes Ronigan. And now dropping in from the top from the University of British Columbia, it's Alex Binus. Clarkson's Matthew Bonner. Matthew Bonner now on course. Nels Ronigan. Into the last 2 gates comes Ronigan. Here comes Ronigan across the stripe. Good enough for 33rd place for Nels Ronigan from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Alex Binus from the University of British Columbia now on course. Clarkson's Matthew Bonner at the top, waiting to start his second run. But the day belongs to Marcus McEvoy Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. Plyer winning his first national championship here in the men's giant slalom. Congratulations to Marcus Plyer. Anton Larson finishing in the second spot from Rocky Mountain College. And making the podium from the University of British Columbia, it's Mike Bisnair. Nels Ronigan across the stripe from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Alex Binus now into the last 5 gates comes Binus. And Clarkson's Matthew Bonner now on course. Here comes Alex Binus. Across the stripe is Binus with a combined time of 2:28.51, good enough for 32nd position. Matthew Bonner from Clarkson University on course. Whitman College's Tim Back at the top, waiting to drop in. Alex Binus from the University of British Columbia. He has finished. Now we are waiting for Matthew Bonner from Clarkson University. Into the final gates comes Bonner. And across the finish line skis Matthew Bonner. The combined time of 2:27.64 for Bonner. Whitman College's Tim Back now on course, wearing bib 51, qualified 43rd after the first run. He'll be followed by Syracuse University's Ryan Leake. And past the halfway mark into the lower third comes Tim Back from Whitman College.
Boss, of course, we'll be keeping our eye on the updated team scores. Again, your top 3 finishers per team. You add those times up, and then you combine those total times against one another, and you'll get your team champions. Rocky Mountain College in first, St. Olaf's in second, British Columbia in third. Some more Rocky Mountain College skiers still to come down, though, and I'm sure they'll move up, and they do now, though.
Now across the finish line from Whitman College, it's Tim Back. Back with a second run time of 1:11.94. Gives him a combined of 2:31.61. 39th place for Tim Back. Ryan Leake from Syracuse University on course, as is Brad West from Whitman College. Babson's Max Winthrop awaits his second run from the start shack. But 8 gates to go for Ryan Leake from Syracuse University. He's skiing well here in the bottom section. Makes the transition well with 3 gates to go. It's Ryan Leake from Syracuse. And across the finish line is Ryan Leake. Good enough for 37th position. Let's go over your top 10 once again. Marcus Plyer, Anton Larson, Mike Bisner, Powell Protz, and Ole Freiberg in your top 5. In 6th position, Lucas Rico, Christopher Beeden, Ben Middleton, Sean Dunston, and Beyond Toise. That makes up your top 10 here from the second run of the 2011 USCSA Men's Giant Slalom National Championship. Glad you're with us on the World Wide Web. A big crowd here in the race corral. We're glad everyone is enjoying the coverage. Exciting action from Men's Giant Slalom ski racing from Sun Valley, Idaho. Ryan Leake from Syracuse University, the last person to cross the stripe. Waiting on Max Winthrop now from Babson. Max qualified 46th after the first run.
Boss, it looks like racer 68, Brad West of Whitman College, ran into some trouble up there. He'll be a DNF.
So a tough day for Brad West. Now we have Max Winthrop, though, from Babson College. Into the final 10 gates comes Winthrop. Dropping in from the top, from Northern Michigan University, it's John Seaborg. And now across the finish line comes Max Winthrop from Babson College. That'll be good enough for 33rd spot with a combined time of 2:27.97. John Seaborg now on course. Qualified 47th after the first run. From Northern Michigan University, it's John Seaborg. Making his way past the halfway mark into the lower third. We're waiting to see Boston College's Dylan Roberts, who just drops in now from the start shaft. John Seaborg. In the final 10 gates comes John Seaborg from Northern Michigan. Boston College's Dylan Roberts also on course. We're waiting for Cornell's Ryan Sorrell. 3 gates to go for John Seaborg. And Seaborg into his tuck across the stripe. That'll be good enough for 42nd place for John Seaborg. Dylan Roberts now from Boston College. He's on course. We're waiting for Ryan Sorrell from Cornell University. But the Deimos certainly belongs to Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College, your 2011 USCSA National Champion in the Men's Giant Slalom.
Dylan Roberts of Boston College, native of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, boss, a major in poli-sci, minor in environmental studies. Out there for those Boston College Eagles.
Now 4 gates to go for Dylan Roberts. Roberts into his tuck. And across the stripe comes Dylan Roberts from Boston College. Good enough for 40th position with a combined time of 2:30.04. Ryan Sorrell from Cornell University now on course. We're waiting for his teammate, Robert Abelson, also from Cornell. Good performances from the Cornell team this year, Chris.
Certainly, boss, and there were some late registrations, I guess, because saw about 5 or 6 of them head down at the back of the pack in the first run. Same thing with the women yesterday, and they put together some respectable results, to say the least.
5 gates to go for Ryan Sorrell from Cornell University. Oh, almost bites it in the third to the last gate, but he recovers. And Ryan Sorrell with a wild ride in the last 6 gates here at the bottom of this Greyhawk Trail. Safely across comes Ryan Sorrell from Cornell. That'll put him into 42nd spot. Robert Abelson, his teammate, now right behind him. Making his way past the halfway mark. Here comes Robert Abelson. And now dropping in from the start shack from Stanford University, it's Peter Smiley. So Robert Abelson from Cornell. 12 gates to go for Abelson. He is skiing well. Robert Abelson from Cornell. And across the stripe comes Cornell's Robert Abelson. The combined time of 2:30.45 puts him in 43rd position. Peter Smiley from Stanford University now on course. He qualified 51st. And in the start shack, waiting to drop in for the second run, it's Clarkson's David Simon. So a gray and cloudy day here in Sun Valley, Idaho, which is very atypical here for a Sun Valley afternoon. They brag and boast about a lot of sun, and we have seen it. Beautiful bluebird skies when the clouds are gone, but we are sucked right in here at the Grayhawk Trail at Sun Valley Resort. Beautiful racing conditions, though, warm temperatures. And here comes Peter Smiley across the finish line. Good enough for 47th position. Let's review your 11th through 20th positions now. In 11th place, it's Chris Bugard from Boston College. In 12th, Nick Stang from St. Olaf. His teammate Max Lund, also from St. Olaf, in the 13th slot. 14th belongs to Keith Viella from Babson College. And Corey McConnell from the University of Nevada, Reno, in the 15th position. In 16th place, Stephen Fiorella from Boston College. Plymouth State's Peter Ostrowski in the 17th slot. 18th belongs to Chris McChesney from Whitman College. His teammate Nathan Ord from Whitman in 19th. And rounding out your top 20, from the University of Nevada, Reno, it is Robbie Souza. David Simon from Clarkson across the stripe. We're waiting on Mike Holt now from Colorado Mountain College. David Simon with a combined time of 2:32.10. Peter Smiley also across from Stanford with a combined of 2:35.72. And here comes Colorado Mountain College's Mike Holt. Qualified. We're not sure where he qualified. Jake Davis, his teammate from Colorado Mountain College, also on course. And we're waiting for Castleton College's Connor O'Brien. Now across the stripe comes Mike Holt. And Holt with a second run time of 1:14.64. Good enough for 49th place. Jake Davis now on course from Colorado Mountain College. And Connor O'Brien from Castleton awaits to drop in from the top. Past the halfway mark comes Jake Davis, whereas Connor O'Brien now in the top steep section of this 1,300-foot monster known as the Grayhawk Trail. The first time this trail has been used for a collegiate national championship or a ski race of any type for that matter. But you can bet it won't be the last. Incredible hill here has challenged all of the skills of both the ladies and the men. And a hairy finish, but a finish nonetheless for Jake Davis from Colorado Mountain College. As the legs get nuclear here in the last 6 or 7 gates, it takes everything just to hold on. And Jake Davis held on and crosses the stripe successfully. Now Castleton College's Connor O'Brien. He's followed by Jeff Stamp from St. Olaf, and in the start house waiting to drop in, it's Mark Grundy from Babson College. A big day for Marcus Plyer, though, for Sierra Nevada College, taking home his first national championship here in the men's giant slalom. Now across the stripe comes Connor O'Brien from Castleton. The combined time of 2:32.82, good enough for 48th position. Meanwhile, St. Olaf's Jeff Stamp. Stamp now making his way from the top section into the middle. Looks like he had to scrub some speed as he made that transition. Chris Aliano, once you get behind here on this incredible Grayhawk course, it is tough to make it up, isn't it?
Absolutely, boss. Doesn't matter if it's at the top or the bottom. Once you have to correct yourself, you lose a lot of valuable seconds, and that's what we saw happen to some of the leaders from the first run in this second run. I'm not sure what happened at the top. It's tough for us to see, but well, you got a lot of speed coming down, and one mistake could doom you, and that's what happened to a few of these racers.
Ole Freiberg was leading after the first run. He had a commanding performance here earlier this morning. He was certainly the man to beat, but the Grayhawk Trail up at the top got the best of him. He was certainly trying to move and collect himself, trying to make up the lost time in the bottom third of the course, but it just wasn't enough as Marcus Plyer put 2 dynamite runs together. And that's what it takes to win a national championship. Just ask Marcus Plyer. Meanwhile, Mark Grundy from Babson College was having a good run as he came out of the into the lower third transition. Looks like he had caught an edge. He skied out of the course. He is now looking back up to see if he wants to try to hike to complete his second run. There is a course hold, but it looks like that's going to be the end of the day for Mark Grundy from Babson College. So a tough break for Grundy. Now Eric Hicks from Colorado Mountain College drops in from the shack. Jonathan Parsons from Cornell is next. Immediately ejected out of the start shack here. And you gather speed quickly. In the first 8 or 9 gates of this Greyhawk run, quite challenging. As it moves skiers right to skiers left across the hill and then hits the center part, which is a very technical section. A little flatter, still very steep, but in comparison to the front and the back parts of this run, certainly a little flatter. Here comes Colorado Mountain College's Eric Hicks. Cornell's Jonathan Parsons now dropping in from the top. And we'll see Babson's Ricky Benducci next.
Eric Hicks, a freshman out of Colorado College, says that one of his latest skiing accomplishments, he placed 14th in a slalom FIS race up in Alaska. So maybe we'll see him near the top of the leaderboard in our slalom competition on Saturday, boss, as he approaches the bottom of the course now.
Here comes Eric Hicks from Colorado Mountain College. Across the stripe comes Hicks. And that's good enough for 53rd position. Cornell's Jonathan Parsons now on course. And he'll be followed by Babson's Ricky Benducci. More exciting ski racing action here from the Greyhawk Trail starts tomorrow morning. We'll bring you live coverage of the ladies' slalom event here from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. Tune in tomorrow morning at 9:15 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 11:15 Eastern Time. As we continue our broadcast coverage of the 2011 USCSA National Championships. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano bringing you the coverage today for the men's GS. Of course, we share the love not only on the athletic side between college kids, but here in the broadcast booth as well. As Chris, you are a student of broadcast journalism at Boston University, where you are studying to be a career broadcaster.
That's true, boss. Just a few short months to go, and
you're almost out of there.
I'll be headed into the real world.
Now, did you cost your parents any additional money, or did you graduate in 4 years?
Oh, no, 4 years, 4 years.
That's great.
Tough not to in my field of study.
It's your house, too, huh?
Getting a Bachelor of Science, believe it or not, for journalism. I don't know how they determine it, but I know a couple of my engineering and biology major friends always get a little jealous. They're getting BAs, and I'm getting a Bachelor of Science.
Well, it is truly an honor to be with both you and Nikki Holden, also part of the BU broadcast team. We're glad that you're here with us today, and it's always fun. I remember back in the college days, the broadcast was just something special. You guys do a lot of hockey coverage up there as well as ski racing. Talk about what's in the future for Chris Aliano.
Oh, boy. Well, hopefully going to some maybe minor league baseball or hockey. I spent last summer calling some Wareham Gateman Collegiate Baseball in the Cape Cod Baseball League, and that was quite the summer. Two very drastically different sports in terms of pacing and how to broadcast is hockey and baseball, and either one, huge passion for both broadcasting, and it's been an honor for Nikki and I to be alongside you in the broadcast booth these past 2 winters.
Back to live ski racing here from the Greyhawk Trail in the beautiful Warm Springs area of Sun Valley, Idaho, the home of the 2011 USCSA National Championships, as Patrick Finnegan from Whitman College also celebrating a birthday today. So another birthday boy here, Patrick Finnegan on course. He qualified 61st after the first run. Let's see if he can make up some time and some place. And he skis across the finish line in a time of 1:15.87. Combined time of 2:39.08. That's good enough for 54th position. So happy birthday to Whitman College's Patrick Finnegan. Ryan Lawless now from Colby Sawyer College on course. He's followed by Penn State University's Adam Butler. And from the University of Virginia, the Cavalier Michael Gender in the start jack, awaiting his second run. With 6 gates to go, here comes Ryan Lawless from Colby Sawyer. Ryan Lawless now into the tuck, and across the stripe is Lawless. Lawless with a time of 2:31.06, good enough for 44th position. Adam Butler from Penn State University had a tough time at the top of the course, and that's going to be the end of his day. He has skied out. As we've been talking about all day, two huge transitions here on the Grayhawk Trail as they make their way out of the start shack into the first 7 or 8 gates along a 45 to 50 degree pitch. One of the steepest pitches of GS I've seen in a long time. They move from skiers right to skiers left across the hill, and then they hit the transition and head right again. Almost a straight line, though, once they get into that center portion transition. And then to the head wall at the bottom of the course with 10 gates, 8 gates, 6 gates to go. Steepens right back up again. Just when the legs have completely lost all of the oxygen, lactic acid flowing like rivers, and you're expected to jump on it again and edge as hard as you possibly can to make the last 6 gates here. So truly an impressive course here in Sun Valley, Idaho. Glad you're joining us on the World Wide Web at www.uscsa.com, where we'll be bringing you all the live coverage of the action this week from Sun Valley. Check out our broadcast schedule and please join us. Our next broadcast tomorrow morning at 9:15 as we'll bring you live coverage of the first round of the ladies' slalom event here from the Grayhawk Trail. Big day for Marcus Plyer. He is your 2011 national champion from Sierra Nevada College. Meanwhile, Michael Ginder from the University of Virginia, he has a tough time through the top of the center of the course. And he's going to ski out, and that's going to be the end of his day. Now on course from Stanford University, it's Evan Skoros. And we're waiting to see Bobby Jones from Castleton College. Your top 5, Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College. He's followed by Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College. Mike Bisnair from the University of British Columbia making his podium in 3rd place. St. Olaf's Paul Protz in the 4th spot, and Ole Freiberg rounding out your top 5 from Rocky Mountain College. A little bit of course work here at the bottom as they are smoothing things out right near the finish line. Meanwhile, Stanford's Evan Skoros is on course. He qualified 65th after the first run, and now Castleton College's Bobby Jones has dropped into the race course. Bobby Jones making his way through the top 6, 7, now 8th gate, and he's skiing well as we watch Stanford's Evan Skoros here make his way into the final third. 5 gates to go for Skoros. Stanford University's Evan Skoros now. Into the tuck and across the finish line is Skoros. Combined time of 2:39.67. Good enough for 56th position. Now Castleton College's Bobby Jones. He is on course. He does not have a golf bag. And here comes Bobby Jones. Now dropping in from the top, it is the University of Minnesota Duluth's Taylor Essen. He'll be followed by Loyola Marymount's Dale Mitchell. Still another 20 skiers to come down here for the second run of this men's giant slalom as we watch Bobby Jones from Castleton College. He crosses the stripe in a time of 1:14.38. Combined time of 2:38.52. That'll put Bobby Jones from Castleton College in the 54th position. Taylor Essen now from the University of Minnesota Duluth on course. We're waiting for Loyola Marymount's Dale Mitchell. He awaits his second run from the start shack, and here comes Dale Mitchell out of the box. Past the halfway mark and into the lower third comes Taylor Essen from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Joseph Healy now from Plymouth State in the start shack, awaiting his second run. Essen and Mitchell on the course. And with 5 gates to go, here comes the University of Minnesota Duluth's Taylor Essen. Essen now in his tuck. Across the finish line comes Essen. Essen with a combined time of 2:40.59, good enough for 58th position. And Loyola Marymount University's Dale Mitchell now on course. Plymouth State University's Joe Healy. He is at the top, ready to drop in. Past the halfway mark comes Loyola Marymount's Dale Mitchell. And now at the top of the race course, it is Plymouth State's Joseph Healy. We'll see Northern Michigan University's James Holderman coming up next. Meanwhile, Dale Mitchell from Loyola Marymount with 7 gates to go. Qualified 68th after the first run. See if he can make up some spaces here in the bottom of this course. 3 gates to go for Mitchell. And across the stripe comes Dale Mitchell from Loyola Marymount University. Good enough for 59th position. Joseph Healy now from Plymouth State University into the halfway section. Chris, I spoke to some of the lady ski racers yesterday who told me that they were fully exhausted and they weren't halfway done down the track. 20 gates through a 40-gate race, and they were ready to hit the finish line. That's how big and brutal this Greyhawk run has become.
Boss, if it was me, I'd double eject myself about halfway down, intentionally crash and just try and recover and then ski. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Hats off to the physical endurance of these ski racers.
There's no question that these young men and women are in prime physical condition, and it is necessary to make it down a course like this. Some of the ski racers yesterday used the word scary, and I was fearful. These are words you do not typically hear from competitive ski racers who make a living throwing themselves down steep mountains. But this is as steep and as fast as it gets. A tremendous race course here, and certainly just finishing the race is something for these competitors to be proud of today. Marcus Plyer sure is proud of his performance today. We all know that, as he is the 2011 national champion here for the men's giant slalom from Sierra Nevada College. His first run, he was 5th place. He came all the way from 5th place to win a national championship in the second run. Listen to these times. 5th place, a 111.81 in the first run, good enough for 5th, and then a 103.76, which was almost an entire second faster than the next competitor on the second run. Marcus Plyer went and had some good lunch here in the Base Lodge at the Warm Springs Resort in Sun Valley. I don't know what was on his plate, but whatever it was, we need to find out, and we need to get some because it turned him on fire. I mean, Marcus Plyer, he was like a rocket ship in the second run coming down this Greyhawk Trail, and it was fast enough to win his first national championship. Joseph Healy from Plymouth State across the stripe, 50th position, a good move up for Joseph Healy. James Holderman from Northern Michigan University also across the stripe now. And now finishing from the University of Virginia, the Cavalier Dylan Hoos. That'll be good enough for 60th position for Hoos. Boston College's Stacy Bolger now on course. He's followed by Northern Michigan University's Andrew Becker. And another Cavalier from the University of Virginia, Jeff Garziglia, is awaiting his second run from the shack. And right here with 7 gates to go, he slipped out and lost his edge. That's Stacy Bolger from Boston College. He had a good run going, but he lost the edge. He could not make the gate, and you see how far they slide, Chris Aliano. I mean, it just really is a testament to how steep this lower section is. He lost an edge. He slid out, and he slid past 3 gates before he was able to gain his composure. That's how fast they're moving, and that's how steep it is here on the Greyhawk Trail in Sun Valley, Idaho.
Well, just glad to see that he's okay, boss, and fortunate end to today's race for Stacy Bolger, but he'll be back for the slalom competition on Saturday. And boy, I can't wait for tomorrow, boss, and seeing how stark of a difference these two courses will be. Of course, these are two totally different disciplines, and what they'll do with this course, just where the start will be for the slalom event for the ladies, I can't wait. Of course, slalom much more tactical. We can see some completely different champions, and it's going to be a lot of fun again. Totally different are those slalom and giant slalom competitions. And, of course, I believe Martina Ryberg, our giant slalom champion yesterday, also won the slalom tournament last year.
Hope you'll join us for that live coverage here from the USCSA Broadcast Center. All kicks off at 9:15 a.m. Mountain Time, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning. We'll bring you both runs of the ladies' slalom, and we'll see if Martina Ryberg can successfully double up here. 2 individual national championships. You know that's what she's hunting for. But there is a whole cast of lady competitors who want to make sure that never happens. We'll find out who your national champion is for the ladies slalom tomorrow morning, beginning at 9:15 local time. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano here from the Broadcast Center as we watch Jeff Garziglia from the University of Virginia cross the finish line. Garziglia finishes in 64th position. Andrew Becker from Northern Michigan University crossed before Garziglia in 63rd spot. Austin Taylor from the University of British Columbia now on course past the halfway mark and dropping into the top of the course from the start shack at Syracuse University's Dalton Williams. Colin Andrews from Penn State University, he's coming up. Meanwhile, Austin Taylor from British Columbia now into the lower third, into the transition. He's skiing well, really allowing the skis to flow left to right. Keeping that body and the chest pointed downhill as still as possible, letting the hips swing back and forth to create the turns. And across the stripe comes Austin Taylor from British Columbia, good enough for 63rd position. Dalton Williams now on course from Syracuse University. And Colin Andrews waiting to drop in from Penn State, and now he's on course. So at the top of this big run, it is Penn State's Colin Andrews. Meanwhile, Syracuse's Dalton Williams making his way into the final 10 gates. A fabulous vantage point here from the broadcast center as we can see top to bottom all the way to the start shack. Rarely are you able to see this from a vantage point on a hill, but this run is just so perfectly designed for giant slalom ski racing. It is just a beautiful place to watch a ski race. Hope you'll come out and join us as there's plenty of competition left, including Nordic, snowboard, freestyle skiing, and alpine skiing all through Saturday here in Sun Valley, Idaho. Dalton Williams from Syracuse across the line with a combined time of 2:40.60, good enough for 60th position. Colin Andrews now from Penn State University moves into the lower third, and at the top it is University of Virginia's Lawrence George. Jacob Moray from the University of Minnesota Duluth in the start shack. He's awaiting his second run. With 7 gates to go, though, from Penn State University, here comes Colin Andrews. Now Andrews picking up speed through the last 3 gates. He'll go into his tuck and cross the stripe. And Colin Andrews now successfully completing his 2011 giant slalom run. George Lawrence from the University of Virginia, he is on course. A big day, though, for Marcus Plyer from Sierra Nevada College, your national champion here in the men's giant slalom. On the podium joining him will be Anton Larson from Rocky Mountain College and Mike Bisnair from the University of British Columbia. Rounding out your top 10 in 4th place, Paul Protz from St. Olaf. Ole Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College in 5th. 6th belongs to Lucas Rico from Sierra Nevada College. Christopher Beeden from Plymouth State in the 7th position. 8th place is Ben Middleton from the University of British Columbia. In 9th from Colby Sawyer College, it's Sean Dunstan. And rounding out your top 10 from Rocky Mountain College, it's Bjorn Toise. Now Lawrence George from the University of Virginia, the Cavalier. He's across the stripe in 67th position as we await James Madison University's Peter Jackson. Now on course at the top from Lehigh, Scott McBeth. Meanwhile, Peter Jackson now coming into the lower third. 10 gates to go for Jackson from James Madison University. We'll also see Cornell's David Quincy. He is in the start shack awaiting his second run. But with 5 gates to go, here comes James Madison's Peter Jackson. Now Jackson with 3 to go. Stays in the tuck. Crosses the stripe. It's Peter Jackson from James Madison University. Good enough for 64th position for Jackson. Scott McBeth from Lehigh University now on course. Cornell's David Quincy still awaits his drop in from the start shack. And now he's on course. Past the halfway mark into the lower third comes Scott McBeth from Lehigh University. Cornell's David Quincy now on course. And we await Ari Cohen from Syracuse University. Immediately following the second run of the men's giant slalom, we'll move over to the beautiful Sun Valley Lodge in the Sun Valley Village. And at about 3:30 local time this afternoon, we will have our second award ceremony, our first being last night. Beautiful podium set up right in front of the ice skating rink, the famous ice skating rink at Sun Valley Lodge. So if you're anywhere near the Sun Valley area, we invite you to come and join us for this afternoon's award ceremonies from all of today's USCSA National Championship events. It'll start right at 3:30 this afternoon and every day this week, including Saturday at 3:30. We hope you'll join us for the USCSA Awards presentations. Now with 3 gates to go, it is David Quincy from Cornell. We want to check that bib number, make sure that's bib number 112, I believe. Bib 112 is David Quincy. So Quincy now from Cornell across in 65th position. Ari Cohen from Syracuse University. Cohen on course at the top. It looks like he's had a tough time there at about gate number 9 or gate number 10. And that is going to be the end of the day for Syracuse's Ari Cohen. Cohen unable to navigate that first transition from the steeps. Ben Summers from Stanford University qualified 84th in the first round. He's coming up next. Ben Summers now on course from Stanford University. 84th after the first run. And he makes his way through the top steep section here. The first 5 gates very, very challenging here on the Grayhawk Trail. Ben Carroll from Penn State University now. He is in the start shack awaiting his second run. But it is Ben Summers from Stanford University on course, now making the transition into the technical central part of this Grayhawk run. 3 major sections, the top being extremely steep, leveling out a little bit in the middle, and then steep again at the bottom. Certainly a challenge. Not only the technical challenge to these skiers, but a physical challenge as well. One of the most demanding courses. Certainly they thought about that too. The USCSA course setters here today have certainly outdone themselves. Chris Aliano, do you think the course setters get back at the end of the day and they rub their hands together and are happy that they were able to build such a monstrous course? That it almost becomes a badge of honor, doesn't it?
I'm not sure if they take pride with the amount of DNFs that this course garners that they've set up, but certainly this is a world-class course, and only the best able to master it, as we've seen today.
Here we go now with Ben Summers from Stanford University. He crosses the finish line in a time of 1:22.74. That's good enough for 72nd position for Ben Summers. Penn State University's Ben Carroll now. He's making his way through the halfway mark into the lower third, and now dropping in from the start shack, Northern Michigan University's Andrew Sasso. He'll be followed by Colby Sawyer College's Joe Atwood. So Ben Carroll and Sasso now on the course together. About 9 gates left for Ben Carroll. And with 4 gates to go, here comes Ben Carroll from Penn State University. Andrew Sasso having some problems from Northern Michigan University, but Ben Carroll with a good run from Penn State University. It's Ben Carroll. Second run time of 1:17.36, a combined to 2:48.43, good enough for 69th place for Ben Carroll. Joe Atwood now from Colby Sawyer College. He is ready to drop in for his second run. And he's on it. Here comes Joe Atwood from Colby Sawyer College. Lehigh University's Sam Deschamps. He is next in the start shack. High atop this Grayhawk run is Joe Atwood from Colby Sawyer College. And Atwood making good time as he successfully navigates the steeps now into the central part and the transition. And Joe Atwood having a real good run from Colby Sawyer. Just as I said that, he had to scrub speed as he got too wide on that gate, a little late. Now he's back into the groove. Here comes Joe Atwood. Colby Sawyer's Joe Atwood. He'll be followed by Sam Deschamps from Lehigh University. And 3 racers to go after Deschamps. We'll see Zach Breakstone, David Neustel, and Martin Harris. Joe Atwood was having a good run. All of a sudden, I don't see Joe Atwood anymore. And that's because Joe Atwood is not on the course anymore. Looks like Joe Atwood missed a gate and has now skied off out of our vision. So that's the end of the day for Colby Sawyer's Joe Atwood. Tough break for him. Meanwhile, Sam Deschamps, now from Lehigh University, he is on course. We also await Zach Breakstone from Babson College. University of Minnesota Duluth, David Neustel, and Martin Harris from the University of Nevada, Reno will be our last competitor here in the second run of the men's giant slalom. Hope you're enjoying our coverage at www.uscsa.com. We're glad you're with us. Boss Hogg alongside Chris Aliano, bringing you all the action here from the Warm Springs base area in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. Been a magnificent week of snow sports competition. As 5 days of the USCSA Nationals, we are on day 2. Day 3 tomorrow. No, I checked that. That's wrong. We're in day 3, aren't we?
We are,
That's
boss.
how much fun we're having.
I know.
Third day of competition here. Meanwhile, across the stripe comes Lehigh University's Sam Deschamps. Now Deschamps across with a combined time of 2:56.84. Zach Breakstone from Babson College. He is now on course. University of Minnesota Duluth, David Neustel. He is awaiting his second run from the start shack. Now across the halfway mark, it's Zach Breakstone from Babson. Zach Breakstone makes his way now into the transition in the lower third. This is when it starts to burn. Can Breakstone hold on from Babson? Now David Neustel from the University of Michigan. Check that, University of Minnesota Duluth. He is now on course. 4 gates to go for Babson's Breakstone. Here comes Zach Breakstone from Babson College. Across the stripe, it's Breakstone with a combined time of 2:51.99, good enough for 72nd. David Neustel from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Neustel now on course through the steeps into the first transition. Now he's into the technical center. Here comes David Neustel. And our final racer of the day, Martin Harris from the University of Nevada in Reno. He sits atop this Greyhawk run, waiting to drop in for his second and final run of this 2011 Men's GS Championship. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow morning, 9:15 a.m., we'll bring you live coverage of the ladies' slalom competition. Both runs, our first run at 9:15, and then live coverage of the second run at 12:30 p.m. That's all local mountain time. You can adjust based on where you are. And we will crown a ladies' national champion in the slalom tomorrow right here from the USCSA Radio Network. Now it's David Neustel from the University of Minnesota in Duluth. Into the final gate comes Neustel, and he successfully crosses the finish line in 77th position for David Neustel. Our final racer from the University of Nevada, Reno, it's Martin Harris. He is still in the top shack, waiting to come out. Chris Aliano, I know if I was sitting in the start shack right now, waiting to drop in for my second run, I'd have second thoughts.
Can't imagine how carved up this course is right now, boss. It's gone through quite a lot, and boy, what a day. Hats off to all the racers. Hats off to Marcus Plyer, of course, our national champion, course workers, everyone, the staff here at Sun Valley, all the volunteers, everyone making this possible. Tremendous day of ski racing, and we're only halfway through the Alpine events, as you said. Now things get real interesting with the slalom. I think my more favorite to watch discipline than giant slalom. You're going to see really the most technically profound skiers of this group really rise to the top. Can't wait for tomorrow and Saturday.
We hope you'll join us for all of the action here from Sun Valley, Idaho. We'll bring it to you live right here on the USCSA Radio Network. We're still trying to find out about Martin Harris. Getting some information here from the top shack. Let's see. Martin Harris now scheduled to be the last rider, ski racer coming down from the University of Nevada in Reno. He's still showing, waiting in the start shack. But I'm not sure if Martin Harris is going to come down for his second run. He is currently showing as a DNS on the second run. We'll get you more information. Now let's go over, though, our top 10 here from the Greyhawk Trail in the Warm Springs base area of beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. It is the home of the 2011 USCSA Men's National Championship Giant Slalom. Winning today's event from Sierra Nevada College, it's Marcus Plyer. Rocky Mountain Colleges. I just lost my screen here. Rocky Mountain College's Anton Larson in the second spot. Mike Bisnair in third from the University of British Columbia. Pal Protz from St. Olaf in fourth. and Ole Freiberg from Rocky Mountain College in the 5th position. In 6th, it's Lucas Arico from Sierra Nevada College, Christopher Beeden from Plymouth State University in 7th, Ben Middleton taking the 8th slot from the University of British Columbia. In 9th, it's Sean Dunston from Colby Sawyer College, and rounding out your top 10 from Rocky Mountain College, Bjorn Twas. But the day belongs to Sierra Nevada College's Marcus Plyer, who wins his first national championship here in Sun Valley, Idaho. He is your victor, and we will put the gold medal around his neck at 3:30 this afternoon from the Sun Valley Lodge in the awards presentation. Here, all part of our 2011 USCSA National Championships. I'd like to thank our sponsors today. Bringing you this broadcast, it's our friends at Patagonia and at Reliable Racing. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Hurricane Racing and Twitchell Sportswear. All these good friends, proud supporters of the USCSA. That's going to do it for all of us here at the Base Lodge from the Warm Springs area in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. I'd like to thank you for joining us, and to remind you, be with us again tomorrow morning at 9:15 a.m. as we'll bring you live coverage of the ladies' 2011 USCSA National Championship in the slalom race. On behalf of all of us from the USCSA and our sponsors and all of us at the Sun Valley Resort, I'm Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.